There we go. That's where all of us live. And so if you're really worried about what other monkeys are going to say about you on camera, just remember that they're going to die. So the way that you get around imposter syndrome is just don't claim shit you haven't done. Like there's nothing impostery about saying like, hey, I used to struggle with anxiety and I still do a little bit, but I did this thing and it helped me. Hopefully it helps you. It's the big shift from how to how I, but you lack the proof to be valid, which is why you feel like an imposter. So you only feel like an imposter if you pretend. So just don't pretend. Just be honest. Just say like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Like I would highly encourage you to just make a video and post it just to see what your thumb does before you shake where it says share.
Onto content. Sal Kapitic says, my current situation is, I think we can skip to problem. My problem is I've been inactive on the social medias for a long time. I'm reluctant to pull the trigger of going all in and struggling with imposter syndrome for being inactive for so long and not sure what niche to focus on. My question is, how do I get over imposter syndrome, pulling the trigger to go all in, being shy to go on camera, and choosing a niche to focus on?
Oh, let me show you this real quick. This might drive the point home. Hold on. I've got a good little image for this. Here we go. So that's a picture of the sun. And you see the little arrow? That's Earth. That's where all of us live. There we go. That's where all of us live. And so if you're really worried about what other monkeys are going to say about you on camera, just remember that they're going to die. And so are you. And in 100 years, it won't matter because social media won't even be here. So all that to say, like the imposter syndrome, like you haven't pretended to do anything yet. So the way that you get around imposter syndrome is just don't claim shit you haven't done. Like there's nothing impostery about saying like, hey, I used to struggle with anxiety and I still do a little bit, but I did this thing and it helped me. Hopefully it helps you. It's the big shift from how to how I. It's not the people. And I see you guys. I see you every day in school being like, how to be successful. And it has like nine posts, mind bullets in there post to the school community. You click over their profile and they have 0 people inside the group besides themselves. It's like that person should have imposter syndrome because they're trying to preach on something they haven't done, which for some reason I get it because people see what someone who is doing that does and says, oh, I'll do that too. But you lack the proof to be valid, which is why you feel like an imposter. So you only feel like an imposter if you pretend. So just don't pretend. Just be honest. Just say like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Like I would highly encourage you to just make a video and post it just to see what your thumb does before you shake where it says share or post. Actually, don't know what it says. My team does most of the post, but whatever the button does the sharing. And just like, it's okay. It's fine. But just share, like you said, I don't know which niche to focus on. Focus on the one that you think you can help the people the most with, which if you're like, I don't know who I can help the most with, talk about the one that you've helped yourself with the most. Like I got in shape and then people started asking me about how I got in shape. And I said, this is what worked for me. I'm not saying it's the only way to do it. This is what worked for me. And if you're a guy and you're, busy as a professional, which is what I was at the time, I was like, this might work for you. That's how I got my first 20 guys. So my first online business, believe it or not, I actually just wrote this email today. My first online business, my first business of any kind was actually a community, which I find awesome. Like I didn't plan this. So the free training project, if you guys read the book, was a nonprofit that I started. And it was because I was so afraid to charge money. So I get the fear. I get it. I was so afraid I didn't even want to take it. I was like, no, it's not for me. It's for charity. Right. And then after a certain point, I was like, shoot, I wonder if I could just get these people to pay me instead of a charity. And after a few months, they were like, dude, I don't care. I just love the service. And so I just transitioned them over. And it went from the free training project to the skinny to swole project. That was my first business. And I charged $200 a month. And I had 20 guys who signed up for the skinny to swole project. And I knew 100% of them. Like I hit up every person that I knew and was like, hey man, I'm helping you get jacked. And so that was my first $4,000 a month. That was how I quit my job. That was it. That was what I did. I had 20 people added to a Facebook group because Skool didn't exist then. And I made workouts for everybody. And once a week I would deliver nutrition and workouts, and they had my cell phone if they had questions. That was the business. That was the whole business. I got 20 guys. And I want to say this. I want to shake everybody again. Was it scalable that I gave them my cell phone? Was it scalable that I hopped on a phone call with all of them to sell them what I was going to be doing for my $200? Yes, because I had no money. Like it's worth it. I mean, you can pull stuff back later. Once you have a little bit more leverage, you have a little bit of cash flow, you can pull it back. But don't be afraid to do the unscalable in the beginning. You don't need to be fancy. Yes. By the way, this is a wonderful blog. If you want to look at blogs, there's great stuff in there.
Very good stuff. All right.
This clip was taken inside of the SkoolGames, which is literally free to join. So if you want to talk to AlexHormozi live every week, then click the link in the description and join right now.
54.1% of people who start a paid community in school make money. Yes, you heard that right.